I think to me it was fascinating to see how some initiatives can impact the new generations. I love the different applicants, and it was very difficult actually to come up with the winner. But this particular winner, Fadi, it was very impressive because how she's helping and I mean mentoring with initiative that she had and impacting children and the future generations by offering mentoring them and also get them excited to join aviation industry. The difference that I have seen is successful companies, when you look at the best performers, for instance, in the Fortune 500, the best performers of the listed companies, all of them, they have one thing in common, and that's the diversity that they have, right? When you have a good diversity in your organization, you have a better performance. There are a lot of research and a lot of studies that support that. So for companies, they need to make it a priority. And how do they make it a priority? They need to start from their internal policies. Do they have any gaps in terms of salaries between women and men? Do they provide support, for instance, for different types of mentalities, inclusion, different abilities, right? To me, diversity is not a one-time thing. Supporting women in the same situation is not a one-time event. It needs to be part of your agenda. It needs to be a priority, and it has to come from the top. The more diverse you are, the richer the company is, and the better that you're aligned with the needs of the traveler and the future traveler.
Well, first of all, I have to say it was an excellent set of nominations, and so it was really quite a privilege to be able to see those stories from all these different teams and people and all the efforts and initiatives that are going on, and to have those stories made clear, because I think this is a great part of this award program, is that we can now get those stories out much more to a wider audience. But I guess what you're really seeing is just the passion from people. Essentially, diversity is really, it's a people thing. It's all about the people. And by and large, people want to do the right thing, okay? But what you're seeing with these applicants, or these nominations, with these nominations was that how much they've turned that into action. They've turned the passion and belief in doing the right thing into action. The difference comes when, instead of just saying this is the right thing to do and we believe in it, what I really liked seeing was these people and companies who have done measurable steps, right? And particularly, in the team award, the one that's going to an airline, what you really saw was that the companies have stepped up their game and applied metrics, applied goals. So it's not just sort of, yes, we believe in this and we're doing it and we're good people. It's actual sort of being able to incrementally go the next step. So, it was quite an eye-opener for me, seeing what people are doing, and realizing that, I'm a woman, and I'm not in the airline industry per se, I'm a journalist who covers this industry, but it was quite an eye-opener for me to sort of think, it's right, there's still a lot more work to be done for women, for the LGBT community, for different cultures and people from all the different backgrounds. There's still actually a lot to be done.
I think that when you're a woman in this industry and after a number of years of career, receiving this award is a great honor, and I think that it's also something that I thank so much IATA and Qatar Airways because they take this initiative, and I think it will have an impact on changing things in our industry. I think that creating these awards will give more visibility, and anyway, you cannot change what you cannot see, and giving more visibility, being aware of what is going on and what we have to change is the first step. It's consistent with any safety culture in any airline. You just want to know and to report and to identify what needs to be changed. That's the first step. Then we need to take initiative to see things changing, promoting women, but always on the best person for the best job. And I think there are many things we can do. Having visibility on forum, giving opportunity for women to also be on stage, be more visible, because from time to time they lack confidence is something that could contribute to see them taking more leadership role, and seeing also more young girls in pilot engineers, making sure they can definitely see themselves in these roles that are most of the time male dominating. There are many things we can do now and not wait for it. I think that right now you can identify talents in your organization, you know absolutely what are your talents, and you can choose one woman in your organization and starting to mentor her and to support her and to help her to grow and to become even a stronger leader. That's easy to do, and you can do that today.
Oh, it's a really special achievement for Air New Zealand. We've got 12,500 Air New Zealanders, and they've worked incredibly hard to build a really diverse organisation that represents the diversity of our country. So it's a really special acknowledgement, and it means a lot to us.
Yeah, I would agree. There's been a tremendous amount of effort and focus over the last couple of years, so we're really proud. I think it's something that will provide a real energy for them, that they've been working on it, they've seen some great progress in the last couple of years, and it will really energise them to say, what more can we do?
I think we've won a lot of awards. We've got a gender tick, we've got a rainbow tick, we're being well recognised in New Zealand for the efforts that we're doing. But it just spurs you on to do more, right? Because you realise there's a lot more to do. We'll feel much better when we've got female pilots and engineers that are no longer the minority. We'll feel much better when our management ranks are much more ethnically diverse. So it just is encouragement for us, really, to keep going. Well, look, I think we've got a big challenge certainly in aviation, and I think when you come to a conference like this and you participate in a number of panels and workshops and meetings, it's a dearth of middle-aged men, to be brutally honest with you. And so I think there's a number of things that airlines can do in the next 12 months to actually move the agenda forward. And I think first and foremost, form a women's network and actually hear the voice of women coming straight through to senior management. That certainly helped us at Air New Zealand.
And I think that's the talk and the goals are great, but actually action fundamentally shifts the dial and makes that change from what you'd like to do versus what actually happens, and we've seen that play out.
Set some targets with some real teeth. We're not talking about quotas, but we are talking about having real targets that actually force an organisation to confront any bias that it has and then actually move forward that way.
It brings a lot of surprise and joy because honestly, doing this is by passion, and I could never know that what I was doing in Africa could be recognized internationally. So this is a great word of encouragement or way of encouraging me to follow up with what I'm doing in inspiring the next gen and getting more and more people involved to have a special eye on what is happening in Africa. We believe in Africa that we need to work hard in collaboration with the developed countries that already have a certain level of development in aviation to put the standards together. We are certainly sure that all the technology that has been developed across the world definitely needs to come into our innovative market, which is Africa. So Africa being the future of the aviation industry, we are really ready and prepared, and we are preparing the mindsets to be open up for all partnerships. IATA, being the biggest organization having all the aviation industries, has done the biggest step in starting this award of diversity and inclusion. So it's just a way to encourage the individual enterprises to have a focus and a special eye on motivating innovation like outreach, sensitizing, implementing the policies that have already been done so that we can perceive it and bring the world to equality with regards to aviation.